na Joyce Bauer na yetua ne ka Ghana ha ogie katua free minister bia no wako postu President Mahama ko deliver de. The reparation of the slave trade in Wasem ewa Ghana hanom no ene the international community no eye Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo ene start kan Wasem. Enti se Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo initiative process bi na se President Mahama penso oba betoa so ne yeto so aba eno aba ba ya President Mahama legacy e binsi da awurade Yesu Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo sat ayiria NDC fo pese o mu dubleti na o mu de kata niema so a teacher fo amuntu amoka nurse fo amuntu amoka ayi alawa enko road contractors amuntu amoka so senior abai mo pese mo de kata so nti mo se president akwa deliver na president ne di propose akọ UN say reparation of slave trade no yemfrase ne compensate omo na ye President John Mahama initiative me ka kire mu prince munya ntro ne akohwie enya President John Dramani Mahama and initiated the reparation of slave trade compensation with the UN General Assembly munya tro no na mo hontomo. I am telling you people say and this ifoi munya tro no na mo hontomo enya President John Dramani Mahama and initiated the reparation of slave trade compensation our UN General Assembly. Me catch them praying. President Mahama only inherited that motion. President Mahama only inherited the motion. Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo ko move ye. And now ye adopt to proposal no. Never can UN General Assembly anytime be babesiano e baba ye topic and almost sad ye beto swaba. Enti anya President Mahama initiative. Enti munya tro say President Mahama and a 400 years issue and a President Mahama ba ye and a wako UN General Assembly and a slave trade the other 400 years near or koka yo mato swaba ama Ghana winning to a yard ye. Why na di proposal no call UN General Assembly? Ema wamo adopt to proposal no. Ema ni be ye issue. Ema nunti President Mahama ebe first UN General Assembly or they can note to home and make a statement. Ewa home. Aya Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And the records are there. Producer for records no to Jamenko. E higher the evidence show for records no to Jamenko.
It is time to acknowledge openly that much of Europe and the United States have been built from the vast wealth harvested from the sweat, tears, blood, and horrors of the transatlantic slave trade and the centuries of colonial exploitation. Maybe we should also admit that it cannot be easy to build confident and prosperous societies from nations that for centuries have their natural resources looted and their peoples traded as commodities. For centuries, the world has been unwilling and unable to confront the realities of the consequences of the slave trade. But gradually, this is changing, and it is time to bring the subject of reparations firmly to the fore. Granted, the current generations are not the ones that engaged in the slave trade, but that grand inhuman enterprise was state-sponsored and deliberate, and its benefits are clearly interwoven with the present-day economic architecture of the nations that designed and executed it. Reparations must be paid for the slave trade. It is the architecture of the nations that designed and executed it. Reparations must be paid for the slave trade. No amount of money.
Repeat one be. Sa obiati or say reparation must be paid for the slave trade. Akufo-Addo at the UN General Assembly. Nti ade na muji trosa. Ade na ndisi muji trosa. Ade na President Mahama wuntimi nka say. Sa initiative we ni Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo na de bae. Na wo kata so. Ade adia uni wa bedi udi President Antana President Akufo-Addo ba. UN General Assembly wako hoda record record 2013 to 2016 Oka reparation wasem UN General Assembly for records on bra ebi ni ho ba ye wo records wa Nana-Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo even in 2024 at the UN General Assembly Oka wasem ye the records on aba Entino ni enamu jubileti ena 400 years issue ena President Mahama akodege ena wakasa mo matie entro eneno ye madat issue no akwa rest say President John Dramani Mahama on the reparation claim no say yentua compensation no and massive trade issue no or inherited from Nana-Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Nana-Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ne move motion UN General Assembly ema ye gitumu nti he inherited that and akwato aso just say abato no na akwaye na omkwato keke wonye wonfa hwenka ho ati munyai se mu celebrate akata so so munya se mu celebrate akata ayi atichafo amuntu omoka no Munya se mo celebrate akata petrol prices ya energy minister say yentua dumso na petrol bo nkosoro no mo celebrate akata so munya se mo celebrate akata etro mo difa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ewo Pualugu dam ho na ne a backfire munya se mo celebrate akata so ya wie no ni ya wia ne sa sei omampanyini akasa na oko dwumadie bi ase na okasa ewo koko ho na mampanyini di tu dwa sei oman no ebenya adisuade oman na nya adisuade because the recent cocoa price at the international market no ha adwene because Buana say, Intino, or mine anya disuade say, to say no as a mino, and to see a free as ye, a year disuade say yan casa cocoa no, yen yam no waha, my yam found raw material non co. Yam fan yen yes say ye bet mania, ye bet my turning into a ye. Processing a unibet my bum more than say ye de raw material and I cook mom when I born a say Omampanyini, I'm sorry, but I will challenge you on this. So catch them say the recent shock in the cocoa industry at the international market. Ama wanya nisuade hunu ene adusuade say as a president. Enti ehun be hia say ye be strase a process cocoa beans e wo Ghana ha. Enti no wanya adusuade enti e be frase a process cocoa beans with immediate effect here. Omampanyina, I will challenge you say enya afe na wanya nisuade hunu. Ena nya afe na wanya adusuade. The entire me challenge you want to say your own manifesto 2012. Your own manifesto ami babe ready. Obia otiem na numre. Encourage NDC manifesto 2012. Advancing the better Ghana agenda. Under cash crop cocoa. Uko cash crops cocoa. Page 28. Or say processing at least Muntian you producer fatoso no be who say high evidence show. Yes, fanning in atoso for full page in atoso page 28 to in atoso 2012 manifesto. For page now was screenshot and then touch on fatoso. No be obia heavy 2012 manifesto page 28 under cash crops. Or say processing at least 60% of the cocoa beans produced in Ghana by supporting all the major chocolate manufacturing companies to establish processing plant in Ghana. And then the obi ankan 2012 manifesto and 2012 to 2026. Almost 10 years in Yemeboa. That's right. About 10 years. Okay. Almost 14 years in Yemeboa. Fine. 14 years. Any year 2026. 14 years. Any we manifesto what the winning 2012 elections under cash crops. Cocoa and wasem ne okaye no obia ankohwe na mewia me bebo video na omampanyini say cocoa boa na say on international market this year and last year no aye adusuade de amano ne o man say ese say you taking measures ne you processing more of the cocoa in the country until o tu sa na mo no ena me bisa no say 2012 audition manifesto mu ankasa no anamombe no 2 year 2012 you stated this in your manifesto and you repeated it in 2016 2020 and 2024 sadia way I repeat one this manifesto 2012 2016 2020 16 years I repeating the same message, the same language. I repeating on Santim Person numere President Fan 2012 manifesto. Na me babe boni video wa. Oka Mahama what the ka President no ankasa acknowledge de o ai Joshua Amwakwata kan ye no. E friend Joshua Amwakwata abrante na asoroboa na ote US ho na wabubu se mongo ese nanum se die abrante no wo UK ho no wabubu se mongo no onu didi obi atem Joshi Amwakwata se oni koko na koko no ye no eye obi dia because of say won teniama bia senti an obi ye me enche na oye koko da ho koko da ho nom koko da no sa kwa na wabubu se mongo no onimade efre no abunu ni abusa onimade kro ye ka chense on kire abusa se onim auti ase ye ka chense abunu onimade kro se eye yemienche na oye kra na ne de 1% no eye koko enye banche se ye yemienche na oye astira no eye koko anam se wo usuku samnya ne fie nyansa so uni binti no asem no onya tra microphone wan ne open na oka na wanum hwe koko no ya odia uni koko obi de na wo hweso e kire se koko farming na nkasa no wonte ase most of the farmers on kobokro no on twituo nti oye yemiencha onye nipa koko akuafo no dodo na yemienche yemienche ntrese ne chefa na ewom ne ye koko enye banche tutu abrochiro na se wunsua nyansa na asem bia ba enam se wadwini swa na woni fake doctors na nam na omo sora omo de latest from ashisha omo to ombe wuro na ti se prate nti nyansa bia nu tim no aka ena koko no ye obi dia wo koko oye yemian child what it means in say ne chefa wom nti enye oye yemian child onye yemian child nkwaje banche so ye koko ni na se koko no oye yemian child yenye koko yemian child nkwaje banche yenye koko yemian child nkwaje aburo ye gi koko nti ne de no a ewom no na oka ho price no wa wonye yemian child papa koko fu eda fine o papa kohwini no ni kokofu ne mawura wu sa pra no ni cocoa fu eda fine wa wonye ye mienche no wa wanum ntutu ye no wa papa num ntutu ye no wo cocoa fu no eda fine so no ye mienche ne de na ewom no na ose mahama wo de ye ka eno no yatam didie president na nkasa je atunso do omoka na so be process mo wa ha ne yenya price but asem no waka no 2012 ubedi president yam process bibibia wa ha ubedi president 2012 o kan ye se oba Uber processes 60% of the cocoa beans produced in Ghana by supporting all the major chocolate manufacturing companies to establish processing plant in Ghana. No, wo pencil, wo buy year 2012 to 2016, 2014, and at the first cocoa processing company, I establishing in the 90s, Wamco, a guye, wamode. Petition ebra wo say Wamco enya cocoa beans in processing leadership na ba no won benya accident bubuye abana mfi omo e ma Wamco company Iowa Western region Wamco cocoa processing factory the only and the first cocoa processing factory in the Western region establishing in the 90s eguye under President Mahama a brand manifesto way den ewo ho obi oso oba ye be processing more cocoa beans in the country no ne pencil and a Wamco processing cocoa beans our Western region eguye Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo in 2015 I promise you almost say Western region for to abama no 2016 obe revive Wamco ama nipa over 7,000 omakotena fie no ombesana ba be ya adwuma eye Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo na revive Wamco cocoa processing factory in 2018 enti ebase yenyina nipa nim enkase meye we ya obi ani wachinye obeye obaka na momu ntimi nye because cocoa processing waka ho asem di free 2012 abetin ne uguso ka bose ba ko a wo hyeye a udi be di president wantima anye sa bose na uguso gina nipa nima uguso ka producer bon video no.
We're looking to do the same with all our agricultural exports, especially cocoa. The recent incident with cocoa with the prices plummeting, and you see all the videos of Mahama Odiyaka of cocoa farmers protesting in the cocoa farms. And it is because for almost 70 years after we gained independence, we're still exporting raw beans to the world. I believe that what has happened in the international market should be a wake-up call for us, and that we must allocate more of our beans, and we're taking the first step to doing that. We're looking to do the same with all our agricultural exports, especially cocoa. The recent incident with cocoa with the prices plummeting, and you see all the videos of Mahama Odiyaka of cocoa farmers.
Na hold bia ye said there not there hold the akwakwada ya president no be ndey ye duruba bia hold bia said there na hold the akwakwada be farza producer ya pon hold the bobo ye video so na ye na ya tiefo nyina ate se onyankopon abo nyina ho bai man ne da dua odwuma di abre ye ntimi to aso wo president upon show no nti wo de bobo ye video so ne yanko wai o man panyini se yempon ena nwumre president se yempon nti e do no an bi nti yapon
We're looking to do the same with all our agricultural exports, especially cocoa. The recent incident with cocoa, with the prices plummeting, and you see all the videos of Mahama Wodiyaka.
Mahama Jahak, Mekanese, Wodiyaka. Uchumute, Wodiyaka. Mahama Jahak, Mekanese, Wodiyaka. Uchumute, Wodiyaka. Mahama Jahak, Mekanese, Wodiyaka. Uchumute, Wodiyaka. Mahama Jahak.
Mahama, what the yanka? Uchumutai, what the yanka? Afe, Isu, Bob, we a Posiara. Coco.